And we are live. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining me. My name is Keith Hampton, and I am a very happy customer of an incredible organization that I'd like to introduce to all of you. It is called BitcoinTAF.com. BitcoinTAF.com has been around for over 10 years. It got started back in 2016, and I was very, very fortunate to hear about them back in 2016 and started utilizing their services. And what was so amazing is back in those days, in the early days of cryptocurrency, I was trying to find people out there that had honesty and integrity and was trying to help others and educate people in this wonderful space because I knew that long term, this was going to be a great place to invest in the cryptocurrency market. But I wanted to be with a group of people that were like-minded and had high intelligence and integrity. And that's what I found here with BitcoinTAF.com. They have been just a phenomenal organization, and I have done very, very well following their advice. And they have a lot to offer. So what I would recommend for most of you is if you want to check it out, just go to bitcointaf.com and simply sign up for free and then start exploring all of the different things that they have to offer. It is just amazing. Training and education and foresight. All of it's rolled into one here. And where I recommend everybody get started is that in order to be a successful investor in this marketplace, you really need to know what's happening and what's going to happen. And that's where this individual, Marius Landman, has developed some unique algorithms that have been working since 2016. And so far, on a macro level, they have been 100% accurate at predicting the future, at predicting Bitcoin going up and down, when to get in, when to get out. Also, he now focuses on the altcoins as well. As you know, altcoins has been a brutal negative market over the last little while, and there's a lot of people that have given up in that space, and that's sad because that's exactly what the big boys want, is they want you to get shaken out because they're buying up all the coins. And guess what? After you're all shaken out, they'll turn the market around and you'll be buying at the wrong time. So if you want that kind of information, I highly recommend that you subscribe to Marius's long-term reports on Bitcoin. And for a short period of time now, when you subscribe to the long-term reports, for example, for 3 months, you will get all of the altcoin reports as well for free, which is a huge savings, as you can see. So that's what I would recommend. Now, to show you how accurate those algorithms are, let me just take you to this chart. So you're going to notice that so far, this data is 100% on track and on pace, and it's been accurate since 2016. But we're going to jump to into 2021. We're back in 2019, 2020. I can't remember the exact time frame, but he predicted the high in Bitcoin, and it was going to be in the range of around 64,000, and it happened exactly on the 9th of November, 2021. He also predicted long before that that we're going to have a sharp retracement after that, and we were going down into what called a knowledge pattern. And people had not expected that, but he did. And so we, as investors, we were getting out at the top here and waiting for Bitcoin to get back to the bottom. And then we started the cycles all over again. Since then, we've into a whole new pattern, which Marius has discovered. And he's calling it the Prince of Jerusalem cycle, which are going to have basically 16 different gates over this long-term pattern. And this is going to go out 3-4 years into the future. That's how far he's projecting. And since the bottom has come in, we expected something to happen in here called the Pentagon pattern. Ironically, That Pentagon pattern, Marius noticed something very unusual. He says, you know what? This is not going to happen, this Pentagon pattern. And it was thwarted by supernatural intervention, which we all know was the attempt on Donald Trump's life going into the election. If that uh, would have happened, it would have changed the pattern dramatically. And so we had forehand knowledge that this was a very dangerous zone. And luckily for us, that intervention didn't happen, which was predicted. Now we're in this new cycle, the doggy cycle, and it has been jumping from here to the Jaffa Gate, up into the Zion Gate, and then the Dung Gate happened, and now we had this sharp price up into this new, long drawn out Damascus Gate, and it is again frustrating people because Bitcoin is not played out the way people expected it to. Unless you have the algorithms and the data, you really are at a disadvantage in investing in this marketplace. Fortunately for us, we knew all of this, and so we were able to play this perfectly. And that's the beautiful part about it. In fact, this F1 is falling knife 1, which is now complete. And now we're in the final processes of completing falling knife 2, as you can see right here. So the key is this information tells you what's happening in the past, but more importantly, what's going to happen in the future. You know, without Marius's data, you don't know. I mean, you're literally guessing. Is it going to continue going down? Or is it going to go sideways into this zone? Or is it going to sharply recover and go up? This is the point. We know ahead of time exactly what's going to happen in this marketplace. So that's why I like to subscribe to Marius's long-term reports. And that with that guidance, I also know what's going to happen in the altcoin. So this is probably the best bang for the buck that I could recommend out there for you folks. Now, along with that, this team, as the industry has evolved, has gotten into a lot of training and education, which I highly recommend. If you're going to be investing in this market, you might as well step up to the plate and become more educated. We want you to be good, solid investors and risk managers, not gamblers. And that's what we're talking about here. We're talking about taking a self-paced foundational course on trading, so you understand the basics, and then from there, go into an ultimate trading course. By the way, this course, in my opinion, is the best trading course in the entire world. I have taken other courses in the past. I've paid 3 times as much and got 1/3 the value out of it. When you complete this course, you will be an expert in trading, and you, in fact, will become your own analyst. And you can trade any market with this. You can trade stocks, bonds, commodities, Forex, crypto. This trading is for any market. That's how good it really is. And that's why I like utilizing this. And in there, there's also so much other. You can even follow short-term traders like day trade masters. You can get involved in the hodl fire, which you're into really scalp trading type courses. So I want to show you today how powerful this tools are. And we're going to focus right now on this new tool called the hodl fire, which is incredibly inexpensive. It's only $31 a month, and you can try it out 7 days for free. And I'm going to show you just how invaluable it is. And then I'm going to show you a little extra that we can have should you sign up for this over the next week. So let me jump to utilizing the hodl fire and utilizing Day Trade Master to show you what that looks like. So I'm going to go to a coin here called Venice. Now, we have this chart, and it's on 4-hour candles. And would it be nice to know when the bottoms are in, when the tops are in, so we know when to get in and when to get out? Well, that's basically what the hodl fire indicator does. And it works extremely well, again, utilizing good training and good risk management. So I'm just going to turn it on and show you basically how it works. So what we have here is, you'll notice we have these black top pivots and bottom pivots. So it tells us exactly when to get in and when to get out. So you notice here we had a big bottom pivot, a buy tag, and then you could have run this thing all the way up and could have gotten out in this zone here and got in a lot of profit. Here we are today. As a matter of fact, we're in this zone here. We've gotten a bottom pivot. We've got a buy tag. And had you taken advantage of that here over the last week, you could have gotten in approximately about here, and you would have got out roughly around here. You'd have locked in a roughly 30% profit. Now, along with that, with the education and training we have and the day trade masters, we also could have gotten even more information. Like you'll notice here, we have stop losses, we've had entry points, and we've had support and resistance zones already laid out for us. So it added extra information for us to make better decisions. And of course, if you'd taken the ultimate trading course, we'd have other indicators to help us get more confluence in this entire market. For example, when we seen the bottom pivot come in, we had a lovely little green dot at the bottom momentum ready to start swinging back up. We had this red line crossing over the zero line and turning green. That's also another positive. So those were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different indicators giving us confluence that we know that we should be getting into this market. And that's the beauty of the training and education that you have here. So that's why I like using them in combination. But let me show you something else that's really quite interesting. They have another tool that you can utilize with the HODL indicator. And what that tool is a bot on the Telegram channel that tells you when we get strong buy signals in 2-hour and 4-hour buy signals. So it gives you added confluence. If you didn't have this information, you could just work off of finding coins that get strong buys. And I'm going to show you what that looks like right here. This is the bot, the Bitcoin HODL bot that tells you when to get in, when to get out. Now, I like to use this on minimum 1 hour, but I like more to 2-hour and 4-hour time frames. Everybody's different. Like you notice here in 4-hour time frames, these coins have top pivots. This showing a strong sell. So all of these are showing that we're at top pivots. Warning, warning. Maybe it's time to get out if you're in those coins. And that's the power of this. And same thing here. What I'm looking for is strong buys. I will start looking at that coin and do my analysis on it. You know, the 1 hour onward up to the 4-hour markets. The 15-minute charts are more for scalp traders, which is what I'm not. I like to utilize the longer time frames. So this is what I'm looking for on longer time frames, on the 1 hour, 2-hour, and 4-hour time frames. So I take that information, and lo and behold, I've got my HODL. I see we have a bottom pivot, we have a buy tag, and sure enough, the other indicator gives us a strong buy at that point. And then literally 2 hours later, we got a 4-hour strong buy. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4 confluences that this coin was going to run. And that's the beauty of it. So I would have gotten in when I would have got the buy tag right about here. And I would have ran that all the way up to the top where we would have stopped, gotten top pivots coming in. And I would have gotten out somewhere in this range and locked in a nice 20% profit. And utilizing good risk management, which we train you in the courses, so that you could ride this all the way up, so you can lock in your profits in case you got wicked out. And this just repeats over and over again. So here we are in virtual, and on that, you would have been in and made that nice little 30% in a very short period of time of literally, in this case here, about 12 to 16 hours. You could have locked in a nice 20% profit. Let's look at another coin. Ondo, we got a strong buy right here. We could have gotten in much earlier and set our stop losses. And again, had we just followed the patterns and got out at the top, another nice 15% profit over basically a 1 day and 4-hour time frame. So you can see how valuable this is for trading. Now, whether you're using stocks or bonds or commodities or Forex, you can utilize this indicator on longer time frames. And if you have more training and education, you can add in other indicators. So here's another coin, AVAX or Avalanche. And again, if we would have got in, even at the strong buy, you could have locked in a beautiful 12%. Here's another coin. And this all happened this week, folks. You know, we had a nice little run and we were able to take advantage of that. Here we got the strong buy again. We've gotten in, got out, made a nice little 15, 16% on Cardano. Here's a coin that a lot of people are invested in, and they're long-term investors, but you could be trading this as well. This is XRP on 2-hour candles. We got a bottom pivot, we got a buy tag, then we got a strong buy signal. So you got in 3 confluences to get in. You would have got in somewhere around here, and you could have got out somewhere in this range, picked up a nice little 7.5% in a very short period of time. You could have gotten in here, got out over here, and again, in 24 hours, picked yourself up a nice 7.5%. So this repeats over and over again if you have the tools to work with. Here's another 15% on chain link. And now this is a coin that it got picked up, and it could have been traded twice, because I can probably tell you on a 2-hour time frame, you would have gotten probably a false top and a bottom in this zone. So you could have gotten in and out. So let me show you what that would have done. You would have got in basically on this buy tag. You probably would have got out here, made a nice little 28%, and then it turned around and became a false top, got in again on the buy tag, and could have ran it back up into this temporary top, pick up another 20%. So there's 20, so 38% you could have picked up on this one coin. That's the beauty of this HODL fire indicator. So as I said earlier, you could get this for 7 days for free to try out. However, by listening to me today, I have some good news for you. If you use this special bonus link right down here at the bottom, which is bitcointap.com/product/hodlfire/coach, you can get an additional 7 days. So now you can utilize this tool for 14 days to test it out to make sure that it works for you. I mean, I think that's a phenomenal opportunity that Bitcoin Tap has offered out to everybody to try this tool out. Because yes, you may be listening to this for crypto, but you can use this if you're just a stock trader or Forex trader, commodity trader, whichever market that you are familiar with. You can utilize this tool with a TradingView account. So again, take advantage of this link, bitcointap.com/product/hodlfire/coach. I would highly recommend that you do that. Plus, on YouTube, you can just pause this and make sure you copy that down and go into that special link. So with that, I'd like to thank you folks for coming on and listening to me today. And hopefully we will see you on the other side. And I do this call twice a week. So today was mainly for Europe and for Africa for this time zone. And I also do this call on Mondays at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, which is about 9 o'clock New York time. So you can, make pictures no matter where you are in the world, because we are a worldwide organization. So I thank you so much for taking the opportunity to listen to me, and hopefully we'll see you another day. Take care.